Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how the physical Super Vegito does in the Cell Max event after his EZA and at 90% in the Hidden Potential system. So this is, this stage, usual disclaimer follows. The Cell Max event is an event that's best taken on with units with high damage reduction, guard, or dodge, or a combination of two of the three or all three. The Cell Max event is uniquely designed in that the first two stages are relatively quick stages, followed by an incredibly difficult third stage that dwarfs the difficulty of the first two stages and is possibly, if not one of the hardest stage in the game. So it's pretty tough, and he obviously is tech type. This means that int units have a general advantage. Vegito is not an int unit, but he is Vegito, and he has the really interesting mechanic of taking minus 80% damage received from normals, basically damage reduction of 80%, and he counters every single one. He also has defense of 150%. He builds up his defense every 3 hits by 30%, and he has crit chance of up 10% every time he receives an attack 3 times in battle as well. He also raises allies' attack and defense, which includes his own, by the way, by 30% on his super attack. So the big thing with Vegito, and I'm just going to spell it out for you here, Vegito is a unit that is going to take normals from every single unit in the game. Vegito will never, ever, well, not never, ever, but pretty much is guaranteed to never take damage on normals, ever. Like, ever. Doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter what typing, doesn't matter nothing. He's going to take 0 damage. Well, double digits, because that's how damage works. He's going to take 0 damage. But the moment he gets hit by a super attack, he is going to take a lot of damage. And that, unfortunately, is the existence of Vegito. And because of that, people do not like him. Because generally, people like units that don't take damage from normals and are strong against super attacks, whereas Vegito is neither. He is a unit that excels against all normal attacks. He builds his damage off of normal attacks, he damages units back off of normal attacks, but then he gets absolutely incinerated by super attacks. And because of this, unfortunately, he is in a situation whereby people do not like how he plays. Now, I personally think Vegito is a good unit, as long as you understand that you're not going to get a lot out of him if he gets hit by a super. I don't see the problem with that. I have plenty of units that cannot survive super attacks. Vegito being able to tank normals consistently throughout the entire game is more than fine with me. The big issue, unfortunately, is just simply the fact that most people do not like the way this occurs. And that's that, basically. People just don't like the fact that he essentially can't tank a super attack, or that he can't even take the edge off of a super attack. I think if he could survive, like Cell Max's super attack with only taking 600k damage, but at least then you know he's not going to take damage from any other source of damage in the game, I think people would be happy. But the thing is, he just can't, and I think a lot of people just don't like that. They like their tanky units to tank everything. With that being said, I think he's really good. Okay, he's gonna get nailed by a super attack, but that's fine. For me personally, I don't have an issue with that. I know what I'm in for. I take the gamble. If he doesn't get supered, great. He's gonna tank everything, and he's gonna injure Cell Max back. If he does get supered, I've lost. I'm okay with living with those, type of options. Those type of margins of error are really where he thrives. Now, you can place him as a floater, and I actually think people lose that a lot. a floater or a second slot unit, and he'll actually be fine. He'll boost the latter half of your rotation. Overall, he's pretty solid. I think what they could have done is maybe just made him raise allies attack for 2 turns. I think if he'd done that on his super attack, then he'd be way more usable, because you could run him as a floater. And you could run him as like a pseudo support that's just adding a bit of support every couple of turns, whilst also being incredibly, defensively reliable. So yeah, but you can see they took huge damage from super. There's not really more to show. Like usually I'd like redo a round or something, but you saw him take a single, and yeah, but that's it from me. Bye.